So what's going on everyone, VisionX here. Well, graphics card prices actually going back to their normal prices now. I wanted to go ahead and do a $1,000 PC build guide that you can build right now. It's going to run most AAA titles currently on the market at least over 100 frames per second. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. So kicking things off with the processor we chose for this build, guys, we went with the Ryzen 5 5600, not the X version, for the simple fact that it does cost around $30 to $40 more and only offer 2 to 3 more performance difference over the non-X version when it comes to gaming. So it was just not worth it if you guys ask me. You know, this is still a 6-core 12-thread processor, so not only can you game on this thing, but you're also going to be able to throw some light editing out this thing and it will just crush it. So a really great processor. This also does come with a cooler included that's going to save us some money on a off-the-market cooler, and these cooler that is included with these processors are actually good enough to cool the processors really good. So moving on to the motherboard we chose for this build, guys, we went with the Gigabit B550 motherboard. That's gonna work straight out the box with the processor that we choose, so no need to go ahead and try to update your BIOS to get it to work with your processor. This one's gonna work straight out the box, but it does also have a BIOS flashback button if you guys do need to update your BIOS in the future to keep things simple. Now the motherboard does also have some really cool RGB on there as well, so if you guys are into that kind of stuff, you should be happy that you guys are not missing out. It does also have a couple RGB headers on this thing to plug some RGB in. You get all your necessary connections that you would need for your PC and more. So just a really good looking motherboard overall. I really do like the way it looks. It looks really sleek and nice and just kind of look futuristic, and for this price point, you know, it is a really nice motherboard. Now as for storage, I went with the Samsung 980 M.2 SSD. This is the 1TB kit, and I went ahead with a SSD instead of a hard drive for the simple fact that we can get Windows pre-installed on this thing. It is 1TB, so you can get a couple games preloaded on this thing that's going to help your PC boot up faster and also boot up your games faster as well. And in the future, if you guys do want to upgrade that, you can just easily spend $50 to $100 to pick up a 2 to 4TB hard drive and just put in this thing, since it's so easy to get hard drives installed in your PC. However, if you guys do want to go ahead and get the 500GB SSD and then use the other $50 to pick up like a 2TB hard drive, you can do so as well, so you can kind of have a SSD and a hard drive put in your PC at the time of building it. Whichever works for you guys. You know, I do personally like to get a really huge SSD in my PCs, since it's much easier to upgrade and get like a 2 to 4TB hard drive in the future and put in your PC. Now for RAM, we went with the G.Skill Ripjaw 16GB kit. These are clocked at 3200 MHz, which is really great for the price that these come in at $57. As you guys can see, they currently on sale. You know, that's another thing I do want to note. Make sure you guys are checking Amazon consistently for price change, because prices do tend to fluctuate on PC parts. So you guys can pick these up on a really good deal if you guys really, you know, just kind of check back for prices, because they do tend to fluctuate a lot. But like I said, a 3200 MHz clock speed on these. It looks great. You know, it's going to fit with most PC color schemes because they are black, and they're just a great RAM overall. A quick things that I do want to note though when it comes to RAM: when you guys do install RAM in your PC, be sure to enable your RAM to run at its maximum performance. So most people just install their RAM and they'll leave it alone after that, but some RAM actually do not, you know, run at its maximum speed out the packaging. So make sure you guys go in your BIOS and enable your RAM to run at its maximum speed, so you guys are getting as much performance as you can out of your RAM. So as for the case, guys, we went with the Thermaltake S300 tempered glass case. This is a mid-tower case, so plenty of space for even a triple fan graphics card. It does also provide plenty of space for cable management as well, which is really important for me when it comes to building a PC. It also includes a 120mm fan in the back right there. You guys are probably going to need to add some more in the future, but yes, it's just a really good case overall. It does also come in white as well, which I think looks really good. It is a stunning case. You know, for me, cases are more of a personal thing, so if you guys do want to look around to find something within this price point, you guys can do so, because I do feel like cases are more of a personal thing for the person building the PC to pick the one they like. So if you guys can find something around this price point, just go ahead and do that and just find whatever works for you guys. But this is a solid case all around. I do recommend it. It looks great, and not only that, it does perform really good when it comes to airflow and stuff like that. So yeah, so moving on to the last and final part of this PC build, guys, we had the graphics card. So the graphics card we chose is the RTX 3060. Now this graphics card is going to be able to run most AAA titles that are currently on the market over 100 FPS. Definitely a beast of a graphics card, and finally we're able to pick one of these things up for a reasonable price of around $400. So as you guys can see, for like $400 you can pick one of these things up now, and it's just really great that graphics card prices are starting to come back down. You guys are starting to see lots of more budget build, you know, around coming up, which is really good for people just getting into PC. They can build themselves a really affordable but also good PC. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this build, guys. Let's go ahead and check the total. The total for this PC is gonna come out to around $1,048, so a bit over the $1,000 price point right there, but not much. You guys can kind of like, you know, swap out the storage if you guys really are trying to hit that $1,000 mark. Swap out the SSD and probably get a lower version to save some extra money and then upgrade that in the future. But yeah, it's gonna be it for this build, guys. If you guys do want to see me build like a $1,500, a $2,000, even a much more beefier build, do be sure to comment that in the description below, and don't forget to like if you guys did enjoy this video. It's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you drop a like, don't forget to subscribe if you guys are not already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.